Man, this Soulstorm game is odd. Oh, hey guys there, Lytane, and I'm so excited that we finally have a brand new Oddworld game to play, Soulstorm, but I can't review it, because I have not actually finished it. So this year's anniversary, that's right, I've been on YouTube for 5 years now, which is, it's incredibly crazy for me. I want to review something else. I want to review the Oddworld games that you can play on the go. Yes, ones that you can take outside of your house and play it anywhere you'd like in a park or on a train or something like that, and see what they have to offer. There's actually been 3 handheld Oddworld games, and over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to have a look at each and every one of them, starting with Oddworld Adventures for the Game Boy. And before doing this review, I have never played these before in my life, so I am very excited and also a little hesitant to get into them because I have no idea what to expect. So come along and see if Oddworld Adventures is worth it. Oddworld Adventures was released in 1998, a year after Odyssey. This is called a demake, where an existing game gets a more simpler and smaller version made for different hardware, most commonly done for the Game Boy. After I got past the very bland menu, we have a GameSpeak option here. It has some nice sprites and a few sounds ripped from the PlayStation 1 game, including the 2 whistles and a fart, and a button that doesn't seem to do anything. Man, I can't wait to see how they are used in the game. After you've started, you can see how far removed this game is from the original. It starts in the Paramite Temple, skipping almost all things that came before it. There is some story here though, with Big Face looking alright in his pixelated glory, saying the lines from the game, but they have no context here. I fell and hit my head? That is literally the first thing I read. What does that even mean? When did I fall and hit my head? What has that got to do with anything? Did I fall out of ruptured farms? Yeah, ruptured with a D. They even misspelled the name of the most iconic location in the game. I have to rescue the rest? The rest of what? Now, if you have not played the original Oddworld, then you would have no idea what's going on here. It does such a poor job setting up anything. Story aside, let's dive into the actual gameplay. The PlayStation 1 game is a little complex with its control scheme, so some interesting choices had to be made here. As the Game Boy only has 2 buttons, the A button becomes a jack-of-all-trades use button. It can pull levers, throw rocks, that kind of thing. The B button is what I like to call the Michael Jordan jump. I mean, now look at this guy. He jumps so high, it's ridiculous. Pressing the jump while running launches you forward, but it's really awkward if you want to jump from a standstill. You need to press the jump button and then the direction button just slightly after you've pressed jump, maybe like half a second. If you press it too slow, then you'll just jump straight up, and if you press it too fast, you'll probably walk off the edge that you're trying to jump over. It takes a lot of getting used to, and it's honestly pretty crummy. You can also chant by pressing the select button, which is an odd choice, but alright. You can only chant when there's something on screen to chant with, otherwise you'll just go, The last move you can do is sneaking, which is the most awkward move in this game. So to sneak right, you have to hold up and right at the same time. It's so crap, and a few of the times I actually jumped into wells or activated a thing instead of sneaking. It's just a stupid way of doing this. Now, the first area of the game is a tutorial level, nice and easy. You know, it tells you how to get past the puzzles and what you need to do to succeed. So I died. A lot. Getting used to these awkward controls, especially that standing jump, killed me so many times, and just get used to death as well, because you too will die often. After the tutorial, which just kind of ends, you are warped into the temple. It's so jarring, there's no in between here. Now this game follows the original a lot more. The levels are simpler versions of ones that you found in the PS1 game, except all of the secrets are taken out. Why? Because you are the only Mudokon in the entire game. You can't rescue anyone else, so that line at the start where it tells you to rescue the rest, completely pointless. The only time you see another Mudokon is for the password, which I guessed. It's the same as the PS1 game. Man, I'm pro gamer speedrunner right here. After finishing the levels, we have a Paramite Temple chase, which was my favorite part of the original game, but here it can go to hell. So I haven't mentioned this yet, but when you die, you have to do the entire level again. There are no checkpoints or anything. That's fine, except in this level, it is way too long and there are so many cheap deaths. Like, how was I meant to see this guy coming from the ceiling? There's nothing. It's just frustrating to all hell. After you die, it's back to the beginning to try again. I swear, this temple run killed me probably the most out of every part of the game. There are a few original levels as well, but they probably shouldn't have done it because they are poorly designed. So take a look at this one. You possess this slig. Then, if you are like me, you'll walk to the next screen and just walk him off the ledge to kill him. Fine. Then you get some rocks, and at this point you know that rocks can destroy bombs. So you destroy the one that's in your way, jump past the paramites and into a room with timer bombs. Now these timer bombs suck as their window doesn't quite seem right. They do deactivate, but about 10% of the time, 20% of the time, they just kind of blow up, even though I'm sure I'm pressing the button at the right time. But then you get past these guys and up to the top where you see 3 more bombs on the floor. So now I have to go back and grab another rock and come back here 3 times? Oh, okay then, except you can't leave as now there are 2 hungry paramites at the bottom here. Also, it turns out that you do apparently have 3 rocks. Yeah, when you picked up that one from the sack, it gives you 3. This is literally the only time in the game that this happens. There is no indication of this whatsoever, and it's utter bullshit. If I hadn't accidentally pressed the button again, I would have never known I had more than 1 rock. But I already used one to get to this spot, and I can't get out even if I did have enough, so how are you supposed to get past all of this? Well, you can do it in one of 2 ways. You can either jump over the bomb and get one of the paramites to run into it, killing itself, which is hard and not intuitive because you could not jump over bombs before this. Just let that sink in. Or you can glitch the paramites by changing their walking animation so they walk into the bomb. Yep, something hard or something glitchy. I only found out about the glitch by looking it up online because I was legitimately stuck here. But you've finally done it. You've glitched out the paramites, got past the bombs and got up to the top and probably died a lot of times to get here. But you're finally here and you pull the lever, which appears to do nothing. Great. Now what? Well, remember that room where I walked the slig off the platform? Well, down that platform is the exit. But there is literally nothing to signal this. Hell, the slig dies when he walks off the edge here, so why would you even think to go down there? Once again, the internet helped me out here. It's just so bad. The end of this game has you talk to Big Face and he just kind of wraps up the game. He congratulates you for saving them all, like, what the hell? Who did I save? I didn't even talk to anybody. And the worst part is at the end it says, oops, you died so many times. Like, I want to try playing this game with 0 deaths. It's impossible. Why would I ever try this again? So needless to say, Oddworld Adventures is not worth it, for obvious reasons. The controls suck, the gameplay is glitchy and unintuitive, the levels are boring and some go on for way too long. There are many cheap deaths, one level's just utterly dumb, and the game is over in about 45 minutes on your first playthrough. It's just boring. Now the sprite work is okay and the music is alright, especially for a Game Boy game, and I was impressed with the animation in the GameSpeak menu, and that's about it. Only play this one if you were stupid like me. So guys, tell me what you thought about Oddworld Adventures. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you even know of this game's existence? Now, I've known about it for years and I've just never taken the time to play it, and I'm glad I have now. And I want to know, is this the first Oddworld game that you ever played? Because if this was my first, I probably would not have stuck with the franchise if I'm being honest. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for Oddworld Adventures 2 on the Game Boy Color. Is it worth it, Abe? Is he worth it? Yeah, he just gave his answer. That's the answer. Is it worth it? I still love these guys. These guys are so good.